like a, I don't know, okay, I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't know if I'm still bi. I know I'm not gay. I don't know if I still like girls in that context. I feel like it's this expectation that everybody has of me because I came out when I was really young. And I think a part of it was jumping on a bandwagon. A part of it was genuine. I'm really not sure. But it's been a part of my identity for years. Like 10 years type shit. Okay, maybe a little less than that. But still. And I'm getting to this point where I don't know if I really genuinely still like girls. I feel like it's hard to. A part of it is me judging myself through other people. It's also me judging myself through myself. But I don't think that you can't be feminine and be with another feminine person. Or two really masculine guys can't be with each other, you know? I don't think that's a restriction at all. I think whoever you want to be with, you can be with. I just find it hard to like girls being who I am. And I feel like a part of me is like clinging to some sort of like identity a little too much, which I'm working on. However, I'm really not sure. My whole life, I've been insanely masculine to overcompensate for the lack of masculine energy that I had through my entire childhood. I didn't grow up with a dad. I didn't grow up with a dad. In a physical, you know, like, how do I put it? In a physical, tangible way, in a 3D way, I've never had that masculine figure in my life. And any, you know, boyfriends that my mom has had, or, you know, uncles that I have, or those kind of figures have walked out. They've all walked out of my life. Because they suck. So my entire childhood, I thought I had to compensate for that by being overly masculine. And on the outside, I took on that gender identity crisis that I had. And along with that, I dressed like a boy for so long. I cut my hair incredibly short. That's why it's still short, because it's growing. But my whole childhood has been filled with nothing but me wanting to overcompensate for not having a masculine figure. So on the outside, I projected that, and I made myself more masculine. But on the inside, I took on masculine energies as well. And I don't just mean, I mean being insanely independent, doing everything for myself, being strong emotionally and mentally, spiritually, because I couldn't depend on someone else. And people could say, oh, well, you're a woman, you can be strong. Going back to, and this isn't even about, oh, the woman cooks and cleans, because in like native tribes, the women used to cook, they used to clean, but they also used to hunt. They used to provide too. And there's a balance. And primarily, the man of the household he was strong, he was uplifting, he's meant to, you know, guide and protect and be that, you know, sort of fortress. But that doesn't mean that women just give up all of their strength and purpose. That's not what that means. There's a balance. And I'm slowly finding that balance. But I'm coming to this realization that for so long I have denied any masculine, you know, letting that in from someone else. I'm the type of person, the other day at the gym, and it hit me. The other day at the gym, I was walking out, and there was people coming in from the outside and someone behind me. And so they were all men. It was like 5 men. And I opened the door, and all the guys like stopped, and they like didn't know what to do. And then like they were like, "Oh, thank you," and I was like, "Yeah." And I just laughed because it was kind of funny because you never see that. You never see. Not that you never see, but societal standards. And I just kind of laughed because that's so me. That is so me to go against what masculinity and femininity means. And it just made me laugh. Like I don't know why. I just found it really funny. But that's an example of exactly that. I don't let people help me. I don't let myself be feminine. I look, the way I present myself on the outside is a completely different story than how I feel and act on the outside, on the inside. How I present myself and put myself out into the world is completely different from me just showing on the outside. And on the inside, I'm having this clash of whether or not I actually really like girls, because I had this absent, I had this idea that I had to be more masculine and give up my femininity. It also scared me. Being feminine really scared me because I saw it as weakness. But I'm slowly learning that it really isn't. You can be a strong woman. And I'm realizing that, and I'm getting comfortable in that. And I really love that idea, that concept of not having to depend on a man, but wanting to. Not centering my life around a man, but being able to be open and not have to control everything, yes, I sometimes I don't want to have to, sometimes I don't want to have to be so strong, And that's my whole point, being able to be a woman, still being strong, still being independent, but being able to just be dependent sometimes, because I've never been that in my life. I've been hyper independent my entire life, if anything, because of the way I grew up. Not only did I not have a dad, but I had a preoccupied mom, so I've always grown up really independent. And I was hanging out with this girl that I used to like at some point. And I felt like I had to overcompensate. I felt like I couldn't be feminine around her. What are you doing, person? It was this clash of I can't be feminine with this other feminine person. And not that I don't have girly friends. I have girly friends, of course. I'm friends with them. But I have a natural masculine energy to me just because I've been raised that way, and that's just like that's my natural self. I like to do things for myself. I don't like asking for things either, and I'm trying to be comfortable with that. And so when I feel like I have to, when I feel like I have to be more masculine in a type of relationship or friendship, it bothers me because I don't want to have to be. But not only that, not only when it comes to emotional aspects or just like the energy, physically, I don't know if I'm attracted to women like that. I'm really starting to think about it. I don't know if I ever have been, if I'm being real with myself. But everybody thinks I'm gay. They either think I'm gay or they don't know. But I understand where they're coming from, but I also at the same time, I don't fuck with it, I'm still working through a lot. And I have so much time to sit around and think about that. So I'm not even going to stress about that. But I'm home and I'm about to go fuck up some gumbo because I'm starving. And then I'm going to do a shitload of chores so I can leave at 7 o'clock to go skating. So yeah, that's my little TED Talk today. I don't know if I'm still gay. Well, I don't know if I was ever gay. Or if I even like girls. Okay, bye.